Alright, 4 to 6 weeks test corrections. If you've got your test booklet, you can just do new work right in the book. We'll go back and check it at the end. If you don't have your test booklet, you can just do all the work on separate sheet paper. Alright, so on Sunday, Sarah orders 1 fajita, 2 potato, 1 bean taco. Sales tax 58 cents. How much change would she get if she paid with a $10 bill? Okay, so since it says how much change she'll get back at the end, we're going to have to subtract. But first we need to know how much she paid. So we're going to have to add up everything she bought. So 1 fajita taco, so that's $2.99. 2 potato. So we could have done 149 times 2, but let's just write down 149. 149. 1 bean taco. I think this should be a typo. So that's 129. And sales tax, you have to pay sales tax. That's also going to get added. You need to add up these 5 things. And it should come out to either 784 or 635. Let's find out. Let's see, 18, 27, 36, 44. Probably going to be A, or 784. Let's see, 13, 17, 21, 23, 28. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, there you go. $7.84 paid. Remember, the question isn't how much she'd pay, it's how much change will she get back. So our second step is we have to take the $10 bill and we need to subtract the amount that she paid. Okay, so we're going to have to borrow all the way through here. It's going to become 9, 10, 6, 9 minus 8 is 1, 9 minus 7 is 2. $2.16 in change. So our answer is D. Okay, read carefully. Let's see, number 2. Julian has 6 3/4 feet of red twine. Jake has 7 1/2 feet of green twine. Together they need a total of 20 feet. So total means they need to add. And then how many more feet do they need to find? Just like the last question, we're going to have to add these up and then subtract from our total to get our answer. Let's start off. So I don't have to add mixed numbers. I know 3/4 is 0.75. This is 6.75. 7 1/2 is 7.5. We're just going to add those together. So that's 5, 2, and then 14. Or 14 1/4. And again, we're not going to pick that because that's not what the question is. The question is how much more feet do they need to get to that total of 20? So they need 20 feet. They already have 14.25. So again, we're going to borrow all the way through. 9, 9, 10. This is 5, 7, 5. So 5.75 and 0.75 from the beginning was 3/4. So our answer is H. So far, so good. All right, number 3. The one a lot of kids forget how to do. Price for television was increased from $200 to $250. By what percentage was the price increased? So anytime we're doing percent of change, a ratio always looks like change compared to original. Right? And then we put dollars on one side, cents on the other, and we make a proportion. The original percent will always be 100. We're looking for by what percent, so this is going to be X on top. On the left side are dollar amounts. The original price, it started at $200, and then it changed. This is part where we have to do some work. How much did it change by? So it was $250. Or no, it was $200. Now it's $250. What is the difference between those two amounts? Let's say $50 change. That's money. It's going to be 50 over 200 equals x over 100. To solve a proportion, we cross multiply. 100 times 50 is 5,000 divided by the number we didn't just multiply. So what is 5,000 divided by 200? We have 2 zeros out here, 2 zeros in here. We can cross all that out. 50 goes, or 2 goes into 50 25 times. So the percent of increase is 5%. Is that right? My answer key said. Hold on, hold on. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, I wrote it down wrong. The answer was B. That is correct. Alright, number 4. 6 hours. Alan drives 390 miles across Texas. If he kept at a constant speed, how far did he travel in 1.5 hours? Okay. So if it says it's a constant speed, that means it's proportional. But one way we can do this is we can write a proportion. So what are we comparing? We have hours and we have miles. We're going to write a ratio, hours to miles, or we could have done miles over hours. Either way. So the original rate, 6 for 390, equals, and we want to know what about in 1.5? And this is 1.5, so we don't have to put fractions in our fractions. And x on the bottom. Okay, so then we cross multiply. So here's going to be the part that's some work. 390 times 1.5. That's 0. 45. 5 on the bottom, not 4. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 4 is 19. And then times 1 is just 390. That's 0, 5, 18, 585. Hey, that's an answer, but we're not going to pick it because we're not done yet. Because once we multiply, we always have to divide by that number we didn't multiply. What is 585 divided by 6? So 6 can't go into 5, can't go into 58. We can go into 585 9 times, so this answer's looking pretty good. I wonder what I did. All my answer keys all messed up. Oh well, okay, so what are we doing? 9 times 6. No, I messed up. I'm sorry. 6 can go into 58. I don't know why I said it couldn't go into. Been on vacation for too long. So 9 times 6 is 54. Okay, I'm back. 6 goes into 45 7 times. That's 42. We add, it's a 3 here. We have a decimal, decimal, and 0 that we can bring down. 6 goes into 30 5 times. So our answer, how far can he go in 1.5 hours, is 97.5 miles. Is the question? I don't know. Oh well. Alright, number 5. Corbin made a scale model of the San Jacinto Monument. The monument has an actual height of 604 feet. His model used a scale. 1 inch represents 100 feet. What is the height of the model? Okay, so again, if we have a scale model, that's just another proportion problem. So we're comparing inches and feet. So our rate can be inches to feet. And it tells us that every 1 inch is 100 feet on our scale, not in real life. And then the actual height of the monument is 604 feet. We want to know how many inches is that on the model. Let's see, so we cross multiply. 604 times 1 is 604, right? And then we're going to divide that by 100. And we can take the shortcut, or we can look at this, because a lot of people, some really weird answers here. So 100 goes into 600 6 times. And then we subtract, so that's 4. We had decimal, decimal, and a 0. 100 goes into 40, it doesn't, right? So we add another 0, and then we can say 100 goes into 400 4 times. And 4 times 100 is exactly 400. So our answer was positive 6.04. So I'm looking what some kids put. I see 6.04. Then some people put 6.4. Some people put 6. Got a 6.8. 6,040. 600.4. 6.4. You had like the right idea, a lot of you, but your decimal is just in the wrong place. You gotta be careful when you're solving. No silly mistakes. Alright, number 6. Dolphin travels through the water at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour. Which representation shows the distance a dolphin can travel at this rate? Okay, so it gives us different options. So let's just go through and check. So if it gives us a table, we would say if it's 25 kilometers per hour, then the distance, so the kilometers will always equal 25 times the number of hours. So 25 times 0, that equals 0, right? 2 times 25 equals 50. 4 times 25 is 100. 6 times 25 is 150. And 8 times 25, I put little equal signs here, is indeed 200. So this answer looks good, but let's check the other ones, just to be sure. Next says y equals x plus 25, where x represents time, y is distance. We just set our formula as 25 times h, not plus, because it's per hour. So it's being multiplied by time, not added. Let's see, distance traveled by a dolphin. So this one, it looks good because it's, you see 1 and 25, 50 and 2, right? But if you look at the key, right, this is saying it takes 25 hours to go 1 mile, or 1 kilometer. And that is not the same as 25 kilometers in 1 hour. It's a lot slower, right? So this is backwards. They switched their x and y around. And then J, in 5 hours, a dolphin can travel a distance of 135 kilometers. So if this was true, then 25, which was the rate, times 5 should equal 135. But what do we get? This is 125. 135 is incorrect. So the only appropriate answer is F. Okay. Number 7. Which of the following represents the distance Harry travels when walking 3 miles per hour? This is kind of the same as the last one. So here's our rate, right? So the distance, this time it's in miles, is equal to 3 times the number of hours. So how far would he have walked in 0 hours? What is 3 times 0? That is 0. So when x is 0, or the time is 0, then the distance should be 0. So this is wrong, right? Okay, that's the only one we can get rid of. Okay. Then we go to our next time, which is 1 hour. So 3 times 1 is 3. So after 1 hour, you should have walked 3 miles. So this one's still wrong. And this one is backwards. It says 3 hours to go 1 mile. So this is incorrect. So we're down to 2 answers. Let's see, what's our next amount of time? So 3 times 2 is 6. So after 2 hours, he should have gone 6 miles. So that's what B says. But answer C says in 3 hours, he would go 6 miles. Well, it can't be both, right? If it took him 2 hours to go 6 miles, it couldn't have also taken him 3 hours. And we could double check this. In 3 hours, he should have gone 9 miles, which is right here. So our correct answer, the only one left, is B. Alright, make your equation, plug in some values, get the right answers. Alright, number 9. Ms. Martinez, 9 bags of M&Ms. She opened 1 bag and determined that out of 50, 15 were yellow. Which statement about the M&Ms in the remaining bags best supported? So this one was tricky because there's a word in here, really confusing. So if we start off, what are we comparing? We're comparing yellow M&Ms to the total. That's our key. Yellow, the total. And the ratio it gives us is that there are 15 yellow out of every 50. And then we want to know about the remaining bags. The problem is that if you didn't read this carefully, and I had to read it a couple times before I read it carefully, if we say the remaining bags, we don't include the one she already opened. So she doesn't have 9 bags remaining, she actually has 8 remaining bags. And if each of them has 50 M&Ms, that's 50 times 8, that's 400 total M&Ms. So that's what's going to go on the bottom here. If you put 450, right, for 9 bags, that's good thinking, right? Good math, not as good reading. This one is kind of tricky. And this is X on top. Now what we can do, because I don't really want to multiply 15 times 400, I know that 50 times 8 is 400, because I just did that. So I can just say, what is 15 times 8? Finish my proportion. This is 0, 40, that's 120 yellow M&Ms. So if you put 135, this is very good effort, but just off by a little bit. Let's see, how many people? C, B, A, B, A, B, C, B, 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 B. A lot more people pick B than A. I don't know why somebody picked C. Boo. They just add 15 plus 50? Boo. Alright, number 10. Almost finished with day 1. On Roberto's bookshelf, he's got all those books. You randomly choose one book to read. What is the probability he'll choose adventure? So anytime we do probability, what this says, it's favorable outcomes over possible outcomes. Or what we want to have happen over everything that could happen. In this case, what we want him to pick is adventure. And what's possible is all books. So how many adventure books did he have? He has 3. What's his total number of books? We'd have to add all these up. That's 11, 15, 18. So 3 out of 18. We can divide top and bottom by 3. And that gives us 1 over 6. Which is answer J. Okay. Probability, you always write your fraction and simplify if you need to. Alright, number 11. Table shows different types of breakfast tacos left on the buffet. This is not a question, right? It does show that. Period. Full stop. Based on the information on the table, which statement is true? So for this one, it's hard to tell what math we need to do, so we just have to go through all the options and see which one is correct. So it's more likely to be bean then all other flavors combined. So how many bean and egg tacos do we have? We have 18, which is the most, but the question is it more than everything else put together? So all the other flavors, that's 8 potato, 5 bacon, and chorizo. So if we add those up, that is 23. So it is not more likely to get bean than anything else combined, because there are more of everything else than there are bean. It's 2 times as likely to be chorizo as it is to be bacon and egg. Okay, so how many chorizo and how many bacon? That's 5. Is 10 twice as much as 5? Yes, it is. This one looks pretty good, but again, we checked the other two just in case we may have made a mistake. It's 10 times as likely to be potato as it is to be bacon. So potato is 8. Bacon is 5. I don't even know where this came from. Let's see if anyone picks C. Okay, good, because this doesn't make sense. 10 times 8 is 80, and that's not even close. And let's see, it's equally likely to be bean as it is to be bacon. So bean is 18. Bacon is 5. So those are definitely not equal. That is not the answer. Looks like most everyone got this right. A couple people picked. Oh no, 2 people picked D. Oh my goodness. A couple people picked A. I can see that. But most people picked B, which is the correct answer. Alright, number 12. Gabe randomly chooses one can of soup, then put it back, and then randomly choose another. What is the probability to choose chicken and then potato? So there's 2 events happening, right? Picking 2 cans, and then the key word is he puts the first one back. This is an independent. One outcome will not change the other. Want probability of chicken and potato. So if we have more than one event happening, we figure out the probability of each one separately. So we need to know how many total cans of soup does he have. Start off. This is 2, 5, 7, 9, 10. That's nice. 10. Of those 10, how many are chicken? That's 3 over 10. And this means multiply. Put it back, so there's still 10 when he picks the second time. How many are potato? 2. So we multiply these together. We get 6 over 100, which is an answer, right? Problem is, we can simplify 6 over 100. We can divide top and bottom by 2. That gives us 3 over 50. So our best answer is J. Okay? So now if you picked H, which surprisingly not a lot of people did, a lot of people picked F. Well, they just added 3 plus 2. Gross. Okay. If you picked H, it would have been marked wrong, but you can give yourself the points anyway, so add like 4% to your grade. Because on the actual STAR test, it would not give you these 2 options. It would only be 3 over 50. That's messed up, because technically 6 over 100 is correct. 13. Which table contains only values that satisfy the equation y equals 0.5x plus 14? So if it gives us the equation, they're all tables, so all we need to do is just need to check to see which one works. So all of our xi's go 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. So let's just start at the first one. So what's, whoops. What is 0.5 times 0 plus 14? Well, 0.5 times 0 is 0, plus 14 is 14. So one of our points should be 0, 14. So that gets rid of answer A, and that's it. Okay. Let's go to 5. Do it again. So what's 0.5 times 5 plus 14. So 0.5 times 5 is 2.5 plus 14. And then we can work this out because some people have trouble with decimal places. When you add, the decimals need to be lined up. Okay, so this is 16.5, and that eliminates B and eliminates D, so the only answer remaining C. Let's check one more just to be thorough. So what is 0.5 times 10 plus 14? That's 5. 0.5 times 10 is 5 plus 14. That's just 19. And this is good. It's good all the way down. Doesn't work anywhere else. So correct answer here is C. That is the end of day 1. I think. Yes. So we'll come back tomorrow-ish and do day 2. Okay. Good night.